practice, we talked about situations today and how we needed to handle those, whether it was backed up, whether it was third down, all situations in football. We did a pretty good job last year dealing with those things. And the last period had something to do with that, as far as trying to score in a 2-minute and making some decisions when we clock it, when we don't clock it, how we use timeouts. I think the players were well aware of what to do. I tried to ice the kicker a little bit there, and he still made it, which was good. So it was a lot of fun when you have those periods. Good practice, though. It was good practice. A good tempo.
Kind of the evolution of practice as you approach game day. Get away from fundamentings into more game situations.
It has to be more game situations now, and just situations in football, you know. And we covered it in the meeting today. When we're at the -10 or -5, we talked about trying to get the ball, what I call, into the orange zone. The orange zone is at the 40, the -40, and if you can just get it there, obviously, you know, you change field position with the punt now. And we talked about, you know, the green zone. It's about a 35 for us, where we feel like we can score points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. And we talked about the red zone for the defense, inside the 20 for the offense. It's at the +15. But we talked about a lot of scenarios today. And they got to be well aware of that, you know, of where the ball is and the situation of the game, you know, using timeouts. You know, generally use timeouts in the first or third quarter. Try to save them for the second and fourth quarter. And defense generally gets to call timeout. You know, just don't. I mean, we have to every once in a while, but we try to stay away from it. But I think the more we get to that, the better aware we'll be. The smarter football team we can become.
You had a couple interceptions today,
Yeah.
I guess the ones, and Danny said, hey, if we don't get 20 interceptions this year, we underperform. That's really putting it out there.
Well, that's the number, though. We talked about it, and we'd like to try to do that. We want to be a defense that can take the ball away and give our offensive opportunities and give them short fields. You know, more possessions offensively, you can score more. And we got the young quarterbacks, and so we got to give them help. They can't do it all by themselves. And I think the more we can play good defense, you know, hold people to field goals. Special teams has to be very good as well, especially the punt return game. You know, can we make 10 yards on a punt return? You'd be amazed just the field position you get. You can just return a punt for 10 yards. Not even 12 yards, just 10 yards. That's the first down. You return 4 of those in a game. That's an extra 40 yards, hidden yards that you have offensively. So those are the things we kind of talked about.
Team football is going to be critical this year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And we all know that. And, there'll be enough pressure on them just playing, you know. And both those guys are you know, they're very poised. You know, things are going to happen sometimes. It's not good. And I told them it doesn't matter. Just we'll go to the next play and we'll continue to play. So we don't worry about that. Let's just play the next play.
When you've said all along, I've always heard you say Jaden's special, and by special, is it the poise?
It is. It is the poise, and when he makes an error, he knows it right away. You know, you can almost feel like he made a bad throw. He says, "I was late on the throw," so he can correct himself. You know, he's not. You know, he's not one of those guys that's sensitive to criticism. I think if you play quarterback, period, it's like being a head coach. You can't be sensitive to criticism. I mean, that's the last thing you got to worry about.
Yeah.
You just make sure that your teammates believe in you, and they do, and they know that they got to help these guys out.
You have a lot of young defensive backs standing
yes,
up.
we do.
Kewan Markham, twin, is one of them. What have you seen to him so far?
Well, they got tremendous range and speed. You know, we've got a lot of length back there all of a sudden. It's 13 and 12. It's kind of interesting, right? Numbers couldn't be that far apart. But
names too.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know. And one time we laughed. One time we lined up out there, and we had 5 guys out there. I said, "Hey Pete, they're all jackrabbits." You know, so I don't know. I guess you got a lot of jackrabbits that can cover. And, you know, they got a lot of speed, and I think the more they learn the system, the better they remind me. The Markham guys remind me a lot of Rashari. They have his talent, and they have his speed, and they have his length. So, you know, that's 3 of them now, all of a sudden, you know, and you got some more guys that are here that are young guys, Willie Hartz, Jordan Clark is another good one, you know. We got some guys. I mean, it's going to be fun to try to figure out how we get them all on the field, you know, because you only can play 5 of them. You know? And we got some stuff in our hip pocket, so we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Robertson, how would you describe where he's at now?
Merlin?
At this point.
Yeah, well, he knows the system. You know, that's these poor guys. I mean, this is not the easiest system to learn. And they're freshmen. They had like, what, 15, 18 practices, and then they said, hey, by the way, now you got to go play. So they've been in a year in the system, so him and Butler both, you know, they're way ahead of where they were. Actually, they should be because they've been in it for a whole year. So you know, they're seasoned veterans because they played so much last year. They weren't freshmen. You know, I looked at it today and I was laughing to all the coaches. Redshirt freshmen and true freshmen, there's 39 guys. Counting both sides of the balls and special teams. So it's a young football team. But we said that. We knew that. That's how we're going to roll. That's how we're going to play. So we're fine.